Personally, I think that motivation is massively overrated. In fact, I would go as far to say that the whole concept of motivation is largely developing into this sort of myth that is preventing you from achieving your goals. Because you can look at all of the Instagram posts that you like. Are they actually going to motivate you? Have you ever scrolled through your Instagram, looked at a particular post, a motivational quote, and then that has immediately inspired you to get off your ass and get your butt to the gym, or get your ass in the kitchen and cook some food that's going to help you stay on plan for the week ahead? Probably not. Now, if you're in this situation where you feel like motivation has to come to you, you've got to get this wave of motivation rushing through your body, coursing through your veins, and that's going to be the catalyst for you to propel yourself towards your goals. Then if that's the situation you're in, you are in cloud fucking cuckoo land, because it is never going to happen. Motivation is not going to come in this tsunami wave that's going to lift you up on a cloud and carry you towards your goals. In fact, motivation is constantly moving up and down. It's one of those things that you just simply can't rely on. If you're relying on motivation as your intrinsic drive in order to do the things that you need to do each and every day to achieve your goals, well, you are very, very quickly going to go off track and probably jack it all in and think, complete fuck it, I'm going to go do something else because this just isn't working. Reality is that motivation cannot be the thing that you rely on. You need to have processes in place. You need to have habits in place so that when you go through those natural ebbs and flows of motivation, you have habits and you have processes that you rely on and that you fall back on that actually do help you achieve your goals, regardless of where motivation is at. Because let's face it, achieving any sort of goal, whether it's fitness, whether it's business, personal life, whatever, requires some effort. And it's going to require a level of effort when motivation is low, as much as it is when motivation is high. In fact, when motivation is high, it's easy. It feels like you are just on a snowball of momentum that is just going to carry you through. But actually, what you need are the habits and the processes in place so that when motivation isn't there and you're not in this snowball of momentum, that you actually are still doing the right things. And this is where, when I'm coaching clients, I would focus in on input goals, on things that are actionable. Take action on a daily basis that is relatively simple, that's going to build up over time into a habit that you can rely on and becomes almost automatic. And B, when you do these things, they are incremental process steps towards the goal that you're trying to achieve. Now, that might be the fact that you might just simply reflect every day on what went well and what you need to change for the weeks ahead. It might be the fact that you just want to go to the gym 3 times a week. It might be that you need to do 10,000 steps per day. These are all process goals, things that you can focus in on each and every day. Now, once you start to build up achievement of those things on a regular basis, you are going to feel a sense of motivation. If you go to the gym 3 times a week for a month, then that's going to feel a sense of achievement. That achievement is going to lead to motivation. Really, it then was the actions that you took that led you to the build-up of motivation. It wasn't the fact that you sat there on the sofa thinking, right, I'm just going to sit here and wait for this mystical motivation to come through and lift me off my chair and take me to the gym. It was the actual process steps of planning, making time in your diary to go to the gym, getting off your butt and going to the gym. Those were the things that actually built up and caused you to get this sense of motivation as you started to move forward. So really got to think about those underlying behaviors. Think about what are the behaviors of the person that you want to become. You might be in a situation right now where you feel like you need to lose weight, or you want to build some muscle, you want to get fitter, stronger, healthier, whatever your goal is. Now, you might define yourself as someone who, I don't go to the gym, I'm not one of those sorts of people, I'm not that guy or girl in the gym who's constantly lifting weights, that's not me. And I'm not someone who preps my food, I can't do that, it's too difficult. You're putting these limiting beliefs on yourself. You're compartmentalizing yourself into a certain identity. This is the identity of the person that you believe you are right now. And as soon as you start to lock yourself into that particular way of thinking, you're actually preventing yourself from breaking free from those things and achieving the goals that you want to be. So one thing that I would recommend that you do is start thinking about who it is that you want to be in the future. Now that can be something related to a physical goal, so a certain look, a body image. It can be in terms of your confidence levels. It can be where you're at in your personal life. Again, whatever it is that you want to achieve. Now, from a health and fitness perspective, you would then start to think about, well, if I already am that person, what are their actions and what are their habits that they do each and every day? For example, if you're someone who wants to build a stronger, more muscular physique, what are the habits and the traits of someone that is already in that position? Someone who has already achieved that. What is the specific traits and characteristics of you in that future self? Is it someone who's built muscle is probably going to be a regular gym goer. So you've got to start thinking of yourself as that person. You are someone that goes to the gym on a regular basis. You are someone that looks after what they eat and how many calories they're consuming. You are already thinking about these things. You are adopting the character traits and the habits of someone that you want to become. It's a bit like they say, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So have the habits of the person you want to be, not the person that you are. You need to break those limiting beliefs, break that identity that you've created for yourself, and start to work towards that person that you want to be. Now, these sorts of things are then going to build up into motivation, because if you are adopting the habits and the behaviors of someone you want to become, then you are starting to take action. That action is going to lead to change. It's going to lead to positive benefits in your life. That is what's going to lead to motivation. Then when you get those periods of naturally you feel a little bit low, maybe you've had a shitty week at work, and motivation to do some of those things is at an all-time low. But actually what you're doing is creating the habits and the behaviors that actually means that you will probably still do those things. Even if you do the minimum basics, you might not do everything, but you will do the basics, because that's the person who you are. And if you need to check in with those character traits that you might have written down at the start of the process, check in with those process goals, and then really kind of reflect, right? Who am I trying to become? Who am I right now? And what actions do I need to take? And those sorts of things are really what builds motivation. It's not Instagram quotes. It's not Instagram pictures. It's not all of these different things that you might think it is. It's not the freaking YouTube video with some pumped up music and all this sort of rah-rah shit going on. It's actually action. Action that you take on a daily basis is what builds up into your motivation. Now, if that's what you want motivation, then you, my friend, are going to have to take some action.